Hello, I've finished my oilstone box in Rosewood and Boxwood, beautiful Arkansas. It was like chiselling and working with granite. Compared to Boxwood, I thought Boxwood was tough, but blimey, this piece of Rosewood's like bricks. But anyway, it's done now. I've done a few in the past, oilstone boxes, and this is probably my favourite shape I do. I bevel the top and the ends, hollow the bottom out so as it sits straight. I don't like putting nails in the bottom, as a lot of joiners do. Oh, and I run a chamfer round there, and I also put a little flute bit there so that you can pick it up easy. It's quite tricky to get the lid to fit correctly because you don't want it to flap around too much, and yet you don't want it to be too tight because in the winter they swell up, you can't get a lid off. End grain boxwood, so you use the full length of the stone. And that's about it. Oh, what I did do, when it was a block of timber, it had, I like to have the grain running like that, because it tends to turn away from the heart, and normally when the grain runs like that, the bit towards the centre of the tree is normally a better pattern. Anyway, when it was in a block, it got shakes running down this top bit. So what I did was, when I got to the stage of sawing it down, it was originally like that, the block. There, the shakes, and they were running down the top. So I cut it in half and did that. Reversed the bottom half, became the top, this bit. So that the grain still runs the same way, but I've got a much nicer top piece of timber without shakes in, because most of the shakes I've cut out in there. That's about it. I think I'd mentioned the stone was 8 by 2 by 1, so I made the box 12 by 3 by 2 1/8, losing the 1/8 when I sawn it down. I did, when it was in the block, I did 2 gauge lines, inch, so it left an 1/8 in the middle, tram lines, and then I used my 60-odd-year-old Sandvik panel saw. This is the only panel saw I've got. I've got a hand saw, but that was a bit big for the job, so I got this out